Hello, guitar enthusiasts out there. This is kind of a special video for several reasons. I'm excited. It's a product that I'm excited about, which is why I contacted the company and said, hey, this is pretty damn cool and really inexpensive and really a great product for beginners and budget-minded people. I want to tell my viewers about it. And I said, I'm not going to charge you. Let's do a giveaway, which we're doing. And I just want to show it. Now, the reason why I was in contact with this product is because I do the Thomann product page videos. And they sent me this plastic thing, and I was like, wait, really? Do I have to make a video about this? And then I started playing with it, as I do frequently. And it was just fun. And then I looked at the price, I was like, no way. No way. So, what we're talking about is the series of Zoom G and B products for guitar and bass. There's going to be a separate video for the bass products. I was just floored. And then they sent me the bigger ones, and I was like, this is pretty damn cool. And then I look at the price, I'm like, no. So, I'm not getting paid for this. They sent the products. The guitar products I'm going to give away. 3 of them. Pretty cool. So we're going to start with this. This is the names are crap. I'm sorry. They're not imaginative. G3n on. I recently made a video. I'm going to cut that in after I tell you what it is. With Mickey Vega from guitarristas.info. Guitarristas.info. A Spanish channel and website where he actually came from Spain and he brought the equivalent of this from the early 90s or mid 90s. And we compared how far the product has come. Pretty interesting video. Check it out.
The harmonic was not the bad.
That's actually not a bad. I mean, again, don't go in a studio with a 44 euro Zoom G3n on. But if this is what I have on my ears,
yeah,
and I'm a kid, that's fun.
Really?
We didn't have that back in the day. Let's see.
This is bad.
This is what we had. This is what we had.
When you say bad, it's this exactly.
Yeah. Mickey's a cool guy. We had fun. You can probably see that on their YouTube channel and website at some point. I don't know when. Now, this is 44 euro. And it's plastic, absolutely. But it's 44 euro. Now, it's got an input, an aux in for playing with tracks, an output / phones, which means it's always simulated. This is not something you put in front of your amp. Could you? Maybe. Don't do it. Headphones directly into the system. Great for practicing. 9 volt comes with a power supply and a USB thing, which apparently also gives it power. DC 5 volt? No. I don't know what the USB is for. I don't care. It has a built-in looper. It has a built-in drum machine. It has loads of effects, loads of amp models, loads of drives, a very simple interface that you can figure out after about 10 minutes without the manual. And the sounds, for its price and feature range, are really good. I'm going to show you a couple of clips from the Thomann video. You can see the full demo on the Thomann website. Check it out. Pretty impressive. $44. There are very few pedals that you can get for $40, let alone a fully featured, plug it in, and actually have some fun with it. Multi-effects processor, including looper and everything. Bang for the buck, this is phenomenal. Well done, Zoom. Now, the next step in their line is I don't even unbox that. G3Xn. The X means it's got expression. Exactly the same product with an expression pedal, which you can route to volume and wah-wah sounds. So this is €55. So $11 more and you get the expression. You can win, by the way, the G3n and the G3Xn at the end of this video. You're gonna have to sit through it. So, you know what? Somewhere in the middle of this video, I'm not telling you where, I'll tell you the email where you have to send your submission. So you can't just jump to the end. If you want to win shit, you gotta watch the whole damn thing. So this is pretty cool. Let's look at some clips. Okay, then I had the biggest one. Thomann sent me that recently, which is this. The G3n. They don't have the G3Xn, which it should be called, which is kind of weird because it has the expression. 5 stomps at the bottom, 4 sections that you can. They're not 4 effects, which we'll get to, which you can select independently. And up here is a strip, is in an LCD, that shows you the effect chain, which you can step back and forth with. But we're going to go into the interface. I show you a couple of clips of this before we go to the G3n. Now, this you can't win. This is going back to Thomann. It does clock in at 234 euro. Now, it has a lot to offer. Really nice build quality, a decent interface that you can figure out in no time. It does, in terms of sound, not rival the big leagues. It doesn't rival the Helix. I'm not going to go into how it compares to the Headrush. I wasn't floored by the Headrush. Even the small Headrush, great build quality, an amazing interface, absolutely. I had more fun with this. And the small Headrush is more than twice what this is. Bang for the buck, multi-effects, DI, go directly into the board and play. This is phenomenal. Now, there are two more in the series, which is the G3n, which we're going to look at, and the G3Xn. Again, with and without expression. The G3n, which is on the table, actually throw it on there, Leslie. Clocks in at 126 euro. This is not plastic anymore. This is a metal chassis. This is metal stumps. This is a pretty quality piece of gear. 126 euro. Some of you are buying buffers more than that. It's ridiculous. This is why I was so floored, why I really wanted to show you these things. And the G3Xn, so this with an expression pedal on the right, clocks in at 149. So you can go from 44, 55, 126, 149 to 234. None of it will break the bank. How much space you want to sacrifice for it, up to you. Now, on the G5, just see the G5N comes with Cubase LE. That's neat. On the G5N, what I'm showing you now, which is this. No, wait, that's not. Do you see this effect chain right here? So you see that highlighted block in the middle now? I can step back and forth with that. So right now what I would see is the TS drive and the Ecstasy BL, so that's the amp. If I want to go to the ZNR, whatever that is, I have to step over. And now I would see the amp and the ZNR. Now I would see the little bit of the amp, ZNR, and the cab. So whatever I'm seeing in these three displays and whatever I can manipulate through these direct access knobs is selected here. This effect chain overview is always visible on the 5, which is neat. So up here you have an extra display for that. You still have to step back and forth on it with the scroll buttons or the scroll stumps. And here you have 4 sections that you can manipulate and see at the same time. On the G3, you only have 3. Possibly the G5N has more processing power, so you can actually add more elements. Who cares? So the way this works is very important. On all of them, the one thing I want to bitch about is that the mic on the cabs is not turned on automatically, which means on each individual preset, you have to manipulate over to the cab. Okay, so now I'm pushing this button. And now I can see the ZNR, the cab, and the delay. Now on this, the mic is turned on because I turned it on earlier, but we'll see on any preset I go to, the mic is not turned on. It would be great, Zoom, if in the global menu, which is very easily accessible by just hitting menu, bam, there's a menu. If there was a point where I can just say global mic on, so all the cabs will be turned on, because it will sound DI and crappy if it's not turned on when you go DI. You can easily add, delete, change the chain of a preset. That's very simple. Tuner, expression pedal. It has a control input for an expression pedal, which you could use an external one, but really for 20 bucks or whatever, just buy the one with the G3X on. Why not? Oh, before I forget, right now is when I'm going to give you the email. One part of this contest where you can win the small one, the G1 on, the G1X on, or the G3N, those are the 3 that I'm giving away, is that you have to figure out what the email is. I'm going to say it once. I'm going to say it now. Only once. The spelling is up to you. So listen very carefully. And then what else you have to do, I'm going to tell you at the end, so you're going to have to watch. The email that you have to send this to, pay attention. zoombi-woombi-zoomba-doo-doo@henningpauli.com. That's all I'm giving you. How you spell that? Have fun figuring that out. You can rewind. You can rewind. It has some O's and some U's. That's all I'm telling you. Have fun. See, I don't want to get a lot of emails, so I'm making it a little bit challenging. You write an email to that, rest at the end. Let's just say I want to add an effect. I'll hit add. How do I do this? That's what this thing is for. Here, add, and you push it, and you say where you want it. It is very, very simple. You say where you want the effect. Let's say I want that in front of the amp. Type here. And you can actually, you have extra type buttons. I want a vibrato in front of it. Fine. There you are. Which one? Oh, that's a master level. I don't remember. Wait. Now I don't know. Whatever. It's easy to do. I'm going to delete that again. Here's my vibrato. Delete, sure. And it's gone again. Oh, I actually replaced the amp. I don't want to do that. Damn it. I'll figure it out. Wait. And I'm back on that amp. That's great. I don't know how it was set up. It is fairly simple to do. So what you do is you navigate back and forth. And now you have complete access to those parameters. So I have the full amp here. Gain, volume, solo level. I have a compressor here. Now I want to go to the drive that's in front of it. I navigate here. Bam. And there's my drive right here. Super simple. I want to get to the delay. Manipulate all the way over. There's my speaker, my delays, mic is on. And I just have my time done. I could even have tap by holding in this. Now I can have the tuner that I hear it, tuner where you don't hear it, and I can just tap it. Bam. Get out of here again. And hypothetically, this should have changed. It is a fairly simple interface. On the little ones, obviously, it's a little bit different, but the G5n, G3n, and G3Xn are all the same. You get around to it. You will step on the wrong things once in a while. 126 euro. I'm going DI with my Harley Benton signature. And that's the sound we have. So if I hit memory, I'm actually with these knobs, with these foot switches, I'm just stepping between completely different presets. If I'm not in memory, I'm turning the individual sections on. So if I want the comp off, if I want the tube screamer, in this case, off, so they work like stomp boxes. With a little light that shows you what's going on. Let's check the tuning with hearing it. Without hearing it. That is really cool. I love that. Damn it, went into F there. Hey, that's a killer sound to play along to some jam tracks and just have fun. We're not talking about taking this into a recording studio. No, Glenn is going to be very mad about that. Don't do that. Glenn Fricker, by the way. Watch his channel. This is a practice tool. This is I don't have a lot of money, but I want to have great sounds, maybe for a gig. You can gig with this. As a backup, I would have this with me if everything else fails. Obviously, I want my amp. I want my real pedal board where one pedal costs more than this whole thing. If all else fails, I'd be okay with that. Come on, listen to this. That sound alone, let's see how dynamic it is. Not a lot, but it works. So I go to memory, I go to phase, I have a completely different sound. What the? Cab off. Sounds like crap. So this is what sucks about it, really. So we're gonna have to manipulate to the cab, turn the mic on, and we're good. But you have to do this in every single preset. You don't have to save, because it auto-saves. That's a good sound. What else do we have? UFO. And again, this sucks. I have to go in. How do I do it here? There. 412. Turn the mic on. Let's see here. This sounds cool. Dream World. Again, I'll have to go in, make sure the cab is on in case there is one. There is none, so that should be all clean and we don't need a cab. That's wrong. We need a cab. We have a cab now. You could see at some of those models it wouldn't want to do it because not enough processing power, but... What's funk sauce? Neato. And there's a 212 in there, which means we navigate to it and we turn it on. This is definitely something they need to fix. There's simply sounds from me that I'm enjoying, that I'm having fun with. I'm inspired to play certain parts, and that's really all that gear is about. I'm gonna stop. There's a million sounds in there. There's a million effects. There are a million effects. Language, people. Language matters. So, I think the G3n is 126 euro. It's freaking ridiculous. I would just have one in the box, ready. Well, actually, I would have to change the mic to on all presets before I use it live. But I would do that, put it back in the box, and have that as a, for me, with all this stuff I have, as an emergency thing to go places and play. Even for a gig, go directly into the board. It doesn't have XLR outs, it only has quarter-inch outs, but that's all fine. 126 euro! And the sounds in this one, even though it's plastic and it really doesn't look like an expensive piece of gear because it's not, the sounds are great. I'm very impressed by this. All of them, you can power with 9 volts. This thing, right now, being powered with 9 volts, 500 milliamps. Of course, power supplies are included, but even my the G5n, I powered with a Strymon Zoomer. Of course, if you had a G5M, you probably wouldn't have a Strymon Zoomer, because a Strymon Zoomer as a power supply costs more than the G5n. You can also power this with 4 so and so many A batteries. I don't know A's. Oh, I think these things are killer. Are they going to be on the levels tonally of what the Helix can do? Helix is $1,000 or more. Helix LT is a little bit. We're talking about a completely different price range. And I think what you get is ridiculous. So, here's what you can win. You can win this. Or you could win this. Or you can win this. Now, in this video, I told you once what the email address is. I'm not going to have this under the video. I'm not going to have it in a title. You have to listen, find out what the correct spelling would be, and write me an email. But we're not done. In this email, you have to tell me how tall you are. Now, in addition to telling me how tall you are, you then have to tell me what you think the lowest height of all participants is, and what the tallest height of the tallest participant is. The one that gets closest to the height of the tallest participant in this very ridiculous contest will get the G3n. The one that gets closest to the lowest height of the shortest participant in this stupid game will get the G1 on. And some random person in between that I don't know how I'm picking yet will get the G1X on. Maybe the guy that guesses the medium height, or maybe actually the guy that is the most average of the heights participating will get the G1X on. I want to know your height, and I want to have 2 guesses. Who's tallest and how tall is he? Not who. How tall is the tallest? How short is the shortest person participating? I know this is stupid, and I'm not going to get any emails anyway, because who can spell that shit? But that's up to you. Now, thanks to Sound Service for sending these over. You guys rock. Thanks to Zoom. You don't know that I'm making this because I'm working with Sound Service. Hopefully Zoom will find out. I'm very impressed, very, very impressed by this series. I hope you are too. And for the money, I don't think right now on the market it can be beat. I have a lot of products in front of me. Bang for the buck, this is killer. Yeah. Thanks to Leslie for switching. Animals at the end. If you want to see the bass version, watch the bass video.